Start.
Hello friends, welcome to this video in which we are going to study how to perform the flexure test on flooring tiles, in which we are going to study how we can find the flexural strength of any cement flooring tile. So in this video we have this cement flooring tile, and on this cement flooring tile we have to perform a flexure test. Now for this test we have this apparatus called as tile testing machine, in which we are going to apply a flexural load on tile. Okay. Now in this tile testing machine, we can see here, this is the tile testing machine which is in our material testing lab. Now this tile testing machine consists total these 3 rollers. These are self-aligned rollers. The diameter of these rollers is 40 mm, each of 40 millimeter. And we can see here these are parallelly aligned. Okay, so these 2 rollers over which we will raise the tile, and through this middle roller we have to apply a point load. Okay, so basically if we see this middle roller, it is connected to this bucket here. At the bottom we can see here this is a bucket, and to this bucket through this lever arm it is connected. Okay, so when we apply some weight here in this bucket, then whatever is the weight of this bucket, it get transferred through this lever. Means what? When we are applying the load, when we are increase the weight of this bucket, automatically the weight get transferred. It acts like a point load over this tile. Okay, so here in this tile testing machine, here in this video we can see these are the lead shots. Okay, we are going to use these lead shots to apply the weight. Okay, so here when we allow these lead shots to move down inside the bucket, automatically the weight of the bucket get increased and the load over the tile get increased. Okay, so now here we have this tile. Initially we can measure the size of the tile. So here we can see this is the total length, that is 250 millimeter, and here breadth again it is 250. So we can say the size of the tile is 250 by 250. So for this experiment we need this dimension, that is 250 by 250. Also we have to find its thickness. Already we have measured its thickness using vernier scale, 25. But now here it is 25 millimeter. Okay, so for accuracy purpose we can use vernier calipers at 4 corners and one at the center. We can take the readings and then we can find out the average thickness for this flooring tile. Now here if you see, already we have marked some lines here. Okay, so one line is there along the center line of this tile. So centrally we have drawn one line, and here at the 2 ends here we have drawn 2 more lines. These 2 lines we use for the supports, and one this middle one we have to use it to apply the load. Okay, now first one we have to place this tile in this assembly. Means what? Over these 2 rollers this tile will rest, and through this middle line we will apply the load centrally over this tile. Okay, now let us see how to fix this tile inside this assembly. Okay, now we have placed this tile over these supports. Now as per the IS code specifications, if we have the size of the tile, for example it is 250 by 250, then the span should be 200. The span means what? The center to center distance between these 2 supports. Now here in this case the size of the tile is 250, means our span should be 200 in this case. Suppose the size of the tile is 200 by 200, then this span should be 150 millimeter. So whatever length we have, you just subtract 50 millimeter from that, we get the center to center distance between these 2 supports. Okay, now this setup is ready to apply the load. Now we will apply the load using these lead shots and then once the load get applied and when it reaches to some point, then at some moment, at certain point, this tile will fail, okay, and whatever is the load at that moment we have to measure it, okay. Now this setup is ready to perform a flexure test on this tile. Now here we can see this middle roller is exactly over the central line of this tile, and here these are two lines over which we can see, or we can see the center of the support. It is now exactly over this line. So now this support is ready. Here we can see these are the lead shots, and at the bottom of the container of this lead shot, here we have one key. Here once we move it, then these lead shots are free to move down inside the bucket. Okay, now let us see how we can allow these lead shots to move down and how the load of the bucket get gradually increased. Okay. Now open. Now we can see the lead shots are moving downward. So as lead shots are moving downward, then automatically the weight of the bucket will increase, and here we can see the load is applied over the central point of this tile. Now the lead shots are moving down, and the weight of the bucket is increasing gradually. So we can say this is a gradually applied load. Now as we know that the tile is a brittle material, so it suddenly fails. If we compare it with any elastic material, as we know that for any steel material, initially it gives some warning before failure, but here in this case, as it is a brittle material, so it suddenly fails. So at any moment, at any stage, this tile will fail. So we can see now the weight of the bucket is going on increasing. It is going on increasing. Now at one stage will arrive. At one stage will arrive. This tile will fail. This tile will fail. Now at one stage, let us wait now how this tile fails. So now here we can see, now quickly we can stop these lead shots to move down. Now at this particular stage of this weight of the bucket, we can see here now, here the tile completely fails. So it breaks suddenly here. Now at this particular stage, whatever is the load or the weight of this bucket, we have to consider it as a breaking load. Now this breaking load we can denote it by P, and then we can find out the flexural strength of a tile as 3PL upon 2BT square, where P is the breaking load, then L is the length of the tile, then B is the breadth of the tile, and T is the thickness of the tile. All dimensions we have already measured. Now by taking the weight of this bucket, we can find out the breaking load, and once we put the value of this breaking load in terms of Newton or kilonewton, we can easily find out the flexural strength. Now to perform or to find the final flexural strength of any tile, randomly we have to select total 6 specimens. So the same process we can follow for the remaining 6 specimens, and then we have to take the average flexural strength of the tile. Whole procedure is same, only we have to repeat it for next 5 times. Now we can take the weight of this bucket. Now here, one thing is very important. Initial bucket or initial weight of the bucket is already taken. So whatever is the total weight of this bucket right now, finally we have to subtract the original weight of this bucket. Now here on the weighing balance, we can see the weight of this bucket now. It is 19.58. Now here it is in kilograms. Okay. So we can convert this value of the weight, which is in kilograms now, in Newton, and then we will convert this into a force, so we get the braking load. Okay. So after taking the final weight of this bucket and converting it into Newton, we can find out the flexural strength for this particular time. Here we can see the final crack pattern, how it breaks here. Okay. So in the same way, we have to take additionally 5 tiles, and same procedure we have to follow. So finally, in observation table, we'll get the final flexural strength after doing the calculations for total 6 tiles. We can make it average, and then finally we can estimate or we can calculate the final flexural strength of any cement flooring tile. Thank you.